Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell Podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. We are pleased to be joined by Charlie Krall, the ARCA Menard Series PR Director. And this, of course, is the ARCA Zoomcast.
That's it, baby.
How's it going?
It's going well, pal. How about yourself?
Doing well. I know you guys just keep announcing some more interesting. Of course, a few weeks ago was the main ARCA schedule. Then it was the East and West schedule. And then this thing comes out. Of course, it was announced that all 20 main ARCA races will be on either the networks of FS1 or FS2, and entering in your 27th year, partnering with Fox Sports. Obviously, the network has been known for has had many names over time, including Speed Channel, Speed Vision, Speed. Am I forgetting one?
I think you got them all there, buddy.
So, first off, how are you guys able to pull this off?
Well, we've got a lot of muscle behind us. The being a part of NASCAR, and having the folks over at NASCAR, the broadcast department there, assisting us with those negotiations. It's a lot of muscle there, and Ben Baker and his group did a lot of real hard work there to make this happen. And it's just fantastic, Casey. It's good news for everybody. From us and our partners to the racetracks, to the race teams and their partners, and race fans, who quite candidly were having a hard time, perhaps finding our races, on their television. It's just a fantastic, landmark agreement that we hope will kind of help raise that tide a little bit for everybody, and I think that's exactly what it's going to do.
And the conversations that you guys have had, and I know that from people that have from the reaction from fans that were on social media has just been amazing to see, because this was from people that I've talked to, including people I cover the sport with, along with some driver friends. They were all really excited about this, and I think it's also going to showcase a lot of the short tracks as well. Tracks that usually many people, you guys would probably be introducing the country to, because Toledo, Berlin, Salem, Elko, Springfield, and DuQuoin, just a lot of places that a lot of people haven't really seen.
Yeah, and that's really what's exciting to me about it, Casey, is, for a racetrack like Elko Speedway or Berlin Raceway or our home track here, Toledo Speedway, to be on a more national platform, I think is going to be fantastic. And it's going to open the door for a lot of fans who have never seen a race at these racetracks to be able to watch. And before I go any further, Casey, I really do want to thank everybody at MAV TV for their partnership and their friendship over the last couple of years. It has been fantastic to work with those folks. Jen Ashley, David Foster, Sean Stafford, Aaron Kennard, and then the slew of the on-air talent, from Bob Dillner and Jim Trado to Krista Kelly and Mike Massaro and even Ken Stout and Rob Klepper, back in the day. Everybody has just been fantastic to work with, and we certainly do cherish their friendship and the relationships that we have built with them over the years. We are a little bummed that we won't be working with them the way that we have here coming up in 2023, but we do truly appreciate their contributions to what they have done for us in the series. They are true race fans, racers, to all of them. Really to the core, and we appreciate that. There's a lot of synergy between them and us, and a lot of things in common there. So while we aren't going to be working alongside them here in 2023 and beyond like we have been, we truly do cherish those relationships, and we look forward to carrying on those personal relationships into the future, and certainly want to thank them for all of their hard work and everything they've done for us here the last several years. But that said, we are very much looking forward to the future, and I'm really excited, Casey, to be to be on that same platform that you know, the NASCAR Cup Series is on, and the same platform that the Camping World or like the Craftsman Truck Series is on, and you know, that's just going to be good for everybody, and it will be a lot more simple for our fans to find those races, a lot easier to find those races, and anytime you can make it easier on the people who are trying to use your product, the better off you're going to be.
Yeah, and all the best to Matt and to everyone at Map TV as well. So, you know, since in the last few years, especially when that deal was announced, I think it was 2017 when that deal with Mav was announced, and it looks like it's kind of been progressing. When that first started, you guys were known by NASCAR, and all the races weren't live televised to where now all 20, I think for the last few years, all 20 races were live broadcasted by either by a network.
Yeah, I mean, Casey, before we were on Mav TV, I was the guy who was doing those races live on radio, you know, and internet radio. Um, you know, to see where we have come, you know, over the course of the 5 years of or the 6 years of that Mav relationship, you know, from doing just a handful of races a year to doing 12 races a year, it really was just a great partnership. And you know, they're good at what they do. You know, they do a lot of dirt late model racing, a lot of dirt sprint car racing, and you know, they're great people to work with, and we appreciate everything they've done for us. But you know, we certainly are energized and ready to kick off 2023 on the right foot. And you know, we've got the pre-race or the pre-season practice session coming up at Daytona, coming up in January, and then we'll turn right back around and head down there for the race on February 18th. And you know, by the time we get that, you know, get to Speed Week, CAC, we're going to be off and running. You know, there's not a lot of downtime in that schedule this year, so we're going to be quite busy.
Yeah, and of course you guys are, and also your partner with Flow Racing, your partnership with them continues into 2023. So kind of explain how that works.
Well, the Flow Racing partnership, Casey, is another good one. You know, all of the East and West races will be live on Flow. Those are the standalone East and West races. The combination races with the ARCA Menard series will be on the Fox Sports networks, but all of our standalone races will be live on Flow. Then you'll have the 10 races, you know, that are part of the ARCA Menard series that will also be streamed live on Flow. That contract calls for 10 races on Flow as well. So you know, check the schedule. I unfortunately don't remember those offhand, but I know there's like a 6-race streak there right in the middle of the season. That's, you know, every one of those races, and then a couple there at the end. And you know, they're talk about great partners to work with. You know, they are really, really energetic about racing. You know, there's a lot of content on Flow Sports, Casey. There are, you know, from cheerleading to rodeo to bowling to hockey, you name it, and they have it. Racing is a big part of what they do, man. And they've got you know, from the Chili Bowl to, you know, that we just saw the South Carolina 400 on Flow Racing. And, you know, we'll have the World Series of Asphalt stock car racing coming up down there at New Smyrna Speedway coming up live on Flow as well. And, you know, the weekly races on, you know, from the various NASCAR sanctioned tracks all across the country to all-star sprint cars and, you know, USAC, Silver Crown, sprint cars, midgets. I mean, you name it, and it's on Flow Racing. So for us to be a part of that platform, it's great. You know, we've got a great built-in audience there. The people who subscribe to that are 100% supporting what we do, and you know, it's just fantastic. It's great to be on that platform, and I'm ready to get the East and the West series seasons kicked off and rocking and rolling, and yeah, looking forward to another great year on Flow Racing.
Yeah, for sure. So, you know, going into this really big announcement, in part of that, you have a look at some of the cars that are in there, and I know you've said to me the numerous times you've come on here that you've gotten a lot of interest from the East and the West teams as well as main ARCA. You know, and obviously this announcement's obviously going to help more to get more cars on the racetrack, because, you know, now sponsors can now easily find, you know, the race on there because, you know, it's on FS1 or FS2. Nothing against Map TV though.
We had a sponsor close with the team the other day, once they heard that we were going to be on the Fox Sports Network. So it certainly is a huge help. It's to be on. We all want as many people as possible to watch, and that's exactly what this helps. 30 million more homes, Casey, than our previous partner, and that's a big number. It's not 30, it's not 30,000, it's 30 million. That's a lot of homes. So it makes a lot of sense business wise, and you really do. We all want to give our teams the best tools they can to go out there and make it work, and this is one of them that's going to help do that.
Also breaking that day, I want to also get your reaction to this. For a lot of people that did not know, and correct me if I've heard a lot of pronunciations of this name. William Swalich, is that how you say it?
William Swalich.
William Swalich, thank you. I know that. William Swalich. So he was announced as he'll be racing for Joe Gibbs Racing for 20 races this year, in the races that he can. If you follow short track racing, you definitely know who this person is. How exciting is that to have him in the
Yeah, he's a really talented young kid. We've seen him down at the World Series the last couple of years. We saw him sadly, unfortunately, with a pretty significant crash there at Nashville there to end the season. We were hoping we were going to get a chance to see him out in Phoenix, and that just wasn't medically able to happen after that crash in the All-American 400. But we are really, really looking forward to having him and Joe Gibbs Racing back, and Mark McFarland and that whole crew, that whole team certainly has raised the bar here for the rest of the ARCA Menard series, and we're going to look forward to some pretty stout competition there. I know the Venerinis aren't going to go down without a fight. They've yet to announce their driver lineup, so we'll see what they counter with, and we'll kind of go from there. But I think we're going to have a very competitive season, Casey, and just kind of going to enjoy a little downtime here the next couple of weeks, and then get to Jan 1 and put our heads down and just start making it happen.
Yeah. Are we expecting anything from you guys in the next few weeks, or because you got Road to Daytona coming up, as well as also announcing the Sioux Chief Showdown?
Yeah, I don't know that we'll have any more announcements here to close out the season, Casey. I think we've done all the announcing we're going to do.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, Charlie Krall, thank you so much for coming on and talking about this. Congrats to you guys on the new TV deal, and we'll look forward to talking with you in the new year.
You got it, buddy. Thanks for having me on.